To be quite frank, I've actually just started checking everybody's vitamin D.
Yay!
They don't have one on file. I have a look first to see if it's been done recently, and if it hasn't been, I just check it because of how much vitamin D deficiency I'm finding. And
Wow.
along with it, I find a lot of magnesium deficiency as well.
I was about
So,
to ask.
Welcome to the Healthy Reasonings podcast with Dr. Andre. You are now listening to your number one source for clear, unfiltered conversations about your health and wellness. Join us every Tuesday for success stories, educational topics, and interviews with wellness experts from around the world. You can listen to this podcast on your computer, phone, or any other electronic device that streams podcasts, or download each episode and listen to it on the go. Let's get started with today's episode.
Healthy Reasoners. I am getting all of my friends from over the years for my episodes, and today I have another one. This one, though, traveled from me knowing her in Jamaica. Then she traveled to, I know she was in Uganda at one point. That was probably a visit. Then she ended up in the UK. And ironically, we just crossed paths again, and she observed something really interesting about vitamin D all the way over in the United Kingdom. So I want you to put your hands together and welcome for me Dr. Twesige Mugisa. Twesige.
thanks for having me, Andrea.
And she's upset at me because it's minutes to midnight over there, and I did not tell her that she was gonna be on video. So, so, so here we are. I'm getting beaten from her as well as from my wife for not telling the lady that she would be required to be on video, and also it's really late. So, but Tracy, we met in 20. Well, we met in high school. Went to different high schools here in Jamaica, but we met at extra classes at one point. Though
Yeah,
you don't remember that. That was in like the year 2000.
yeah.
We met at Mr.
Science.
Irons.
Yeah.
And you were sitting right at the front of the class, which was a big no-no. And and then we got into medical school. You were the year behind me,
Yeah.
and then I went one way, you went the other way, and we crossed paths again in the postgraduate residency program.
Yeah.
I had joined the hematology residency program at UWI, and you were working as a medical officer in hematology.
That's
Am I right?
correct. That's
And
correct.
so, actually, in a funny way, you had to show me the kind of ropes when I first got into hematology, in
Yeah.
terms of doing a bone marrow aspirate, reading the slides, and managing the patients the specific way that was required. And then you disappeared again and went to Montego Bay and took up a post as a doctor, a medical officer doing hematology and oncology there.
Yeah.
And then I graduated as a postgraduate doctor from hematology oncology. And I decided to go to Montego Bay and found out that you were there. And
Yeah.
we crossed paths again. And then you ended up leaving Jamaica and heading to the UK and
Yes.
working in medicine initially, and then now in oncology.
And back to medicine again.
I'm back to medicine again. But when I came to the UK last year, I think it was, we crossed paths, we met up for lunch. And that was fun. Me, you, and Nisha, and my family members, I think.
Yeah.
And you were telling me lots of stories. So, first of all, just tell me about what it was like getting into. You made an interesting observation because, as Jamaicans or West Indian practitioners, we read a lot of stuff in the textbook, but because our patients are mostly black, we don't see those stuff. So, talk to me a little bit about what that was like.
Um, it was a bit of a shift. Um, different demographic of illnesses, different aged population.
Mm-hmm.
So in Jamaica, our population tends to be a lot younger.
Mm-hmm.
So we see a lot more real pathology, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Whereas the population here in the UK tends to be a lot older. So we see a lot more social issues and some lifestyle illnesses, but a lot more social issues and the things that come with it, come with being sedentary and not eating well and being in the house most of the time, and neglecting your own health
Wow.
as well.
And
Yeah.
there were some phenomena that we would only read about in medical textbooks because our textbooks were written largely by British professors.
Yeah.
And so things like Dupuytren's contraction and those things, I mean, you'd see it rarely here in the
Yeah.
Caribbean. It was like a patient who was visiting from the UK or something. But you're seeing that like all the time now.
Well, not as much Dupuytren's, but a lot of alcoholic liver disease, because there's a lot more drug use here. So there's a lot more alcoholism in particular and smoking. So we see a lot of COPD, a lot more than I'd ever seen in Jamaica. A lot of alcoholic liver disease. So we see a lot of ascites. Um, so you get to see the wide spectrum of alcohol-related diseases that
Yeah.
we wouldn't normally get to see.
Yeah, yeah, spider neva and these things.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. I mean, I don't think we dream of seeing that, but you kind of have to know it to pass the exam,
Yeah.
but you
You
don't ever
get to put
actually.
a face to the name, for
Yeah,
want of a better phrase.
so to
A lot
speak.
of things, yeah.
So there's a question I have to ask all my visitors, all my guests, visitors, whatever, which is what made you decide to do medicine in the first place? I'm curious.
Um, it's gonna sound very strange, but as a child, or as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a doctor. I always wanted to help people.
Wow.
I haven't really ever wanted any other profession. It's what I've always said. I mean, along the way, I've talked about lots of things. My parents will tell you at one point I wanted to design shoes, but it wasn't separate and apart from medicine. So that's the direction I've always wanted to go in. When I was younger, I remember I used to look after my dog, and he would actually come to me if he had ticks. He would
Wow.
actually come to me and sit in front of me.
Wow.
So I would look down at his back, and I'm the only one who would painstakingly take them out because there's a
Wow.
spot between his shoulders here. He used to have a lot of them. I'm the one who used to pick them out.
Oh, wow.
And when he had cuts, I'm the one who used to pick the maggots out as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So,
as
so
gross
you,
as it sounds.
no, but
But
you're instinctively a healer, it sounds like.
yeah, that's who I've always been. And then the memory I have as a youngster, I know sometimes people think of people who look like them or from where they're from, but I never really had a lot of interaction with doctors who looked anything like me. It was, I have memories of Trapper John MD. I don't know if you remember that TV show.
I do, actually.
Yeah,
Vaguely.
I used to love watching that, and I was
Wow.
absolutely fascinated. And even though Trapper John looked absolutely nothing like me, I always thought, what it would be like to be like him one day.
And then I think Bill Cosby was a doctor in the Cosby Show, right?
Yeah, he was, but he was a black man. He was not a
Yeah,
woman.
yeah,
His wife was a
exactly.
lawyer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did toy with the idea of law once, and then I realized I had to study history, or so they said,
Yeah.
and I absolutely couldn't stand history. So I was like, nah, yeah, let's stick with the medicine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's how we ended up here.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to respect the fact that it's late for you. So the healthy reasoners watching are gonna get an abbreviated introduction to the great Twesige. However, however, let's take a quick break. We're gonna just do a quick commercial break. We're only gonna have one break this time, and we're gonna talk a little bit about why I definitely had to have her on. Quick break, and we're back. Healthy Reasoners. There's so much more I'd love to be able to say during these podcast episodes, but out of respect for the platforms that I'm on, such as this one, I do not think it would be the best move. And so I want to be able to provide even more unfiltered, clear conversations for you, the Healthy Reasoners. So I invite you to join me in our very own private community over at healthyreasonings.com. There, we can talk in a little bit more detail. I actually have several benefits available for you. It's live Q&A sessions once a week. We're going to have discussions amongst ourselves. We're going to see if we can get some of our guests to come on there as well to share their thoughts in a more candid way. And so many other benefits, including behind the scene footage, other resources, merch, and apparel. Lots of things that are going to make your life so much better, healthier, and more productive. So I invite you to join us over there at healthyreasonings.com. Sign up to join the community. It is totally free, and you're going to see me there live and in living color, speaking in clear, unfiltered terms. Jump over right now, and I'll see you there. And we're back with Twesige Mugisa, the indomitable. The person who can survive wherever she lands and always lands on her feet. And don't deny it. Don't deny it.
Thanks, Andre.
So we had a very interesting conversation 2 weeks ago, August the 6th to be precise. I'll never forget that day, because I was talking to you about my recent discovery and passion for vitamin D. And in true Twesige style, I was all excited on the phone, and I think I was texting, and I was super excited and texting really fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this that I'm finding out, blah, blah, blah. And she just kind of calmly types back, yeah, I test all of my patients for vitamin D, and they're always low. So I was like, whoa, okay, well, I don't feel like I discovered anything then. But you told me that you treat a lot of, obviously you treat a lot of chemo patients. And you made an observation about the chemo patients and vitamin D. Take it away.
Yes, I noticed that. I mean, it's no accident living in the UK where the sunlight is a bit scarce. But I noticed that quite a few of my oncology patients were vitamin D, not just low, but quite deficient. Very, very low values, 8, 6, 4,
Wow.
sometimes undetectable. Yeah.
Wow.
Quite a few, the majority actually, even when they were on Adcal D3.
Wow.
Because quite a few are, older, so they're over 65. And so based on the current guidelines, they put them prophylactically on Adcal to prevent osteoporosis. But I noticed that even when some of them were on Adcal, they were vitamin D deficient. I also have, 'cause we have different demographics. We have Caucasian patients, we have Asian patients. And the Asian patients, quite often they would tell you how fatigued they are and that they don't feel like doing much. You check their vitamin D and voila, it's very low. But even on the general medicine side, because I do that side as well, quite often when our patients come in, to be quite frank, I've actually just started checking everybody's vitamin D.
Yay.
They don't have one on file. I have a look first to see if it's been done recently, and if it hasn't been, I just check it because of how much vitamin D deficiency I'm finding. And
Wow.
along with it, I find a lot of magnesium deficiency as well.
I was about to ask.
Quite a few, yeah. So I tend to check them together. I just do the bone profile, which has corrected calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, the alkaline phosphatase, and vitamin D and magnesium. So I tend to just run that panel. And if they're anemic, I do the anemia screen, because quite a few of them are anemic as well. So
I don't think I could smile any wider right now.
yeah, and I mean, with healthcare being at no cost to the patient, I think it's the least that we can do to ensure patients' health is maintained. Because quite often, a lot of the symptoms that they come in with is related to simple deficiencies like those. And I notice as well, interestingly, that some of them actually tend to have a better journey with their chemo and even their infection treatments when the vitamin D is replenished.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it makes sense. I was so fascinated when you said the chemo journey goes better, but I mean, the infection journey makes sense because we know that vitamin D is not just about bone and calcium, but it is
Yeah.
about the immune system.
Yes.
So it makes sense, and yet I'm late to the party, but it's never too late for a shower of rain. Because I mean, I can only imagine how many patients you and I collectively will be able to help. Not to mention the healthy reasoners who are going to watch this and think to
Yeah.
themselves, huh, I wonder if I need to do some tests. All right, so um, we're not going to have an in depth discussion because it's almost 12 midnight where you are, and, and that's unfair to you. So we're going to bring you back again once the healthy reasoner has given approval. So we're going to jump right into the weird and wonderful section. Did they warn you about this section?
No.
Very good. So the weird and wonderful section is where you ask me two questions that are personal but not invasive or embarrassing. And then I ask you two questions that are personal, not invasive or embarrassing. And the whole idea, and the healthy reasoners already know this, is we want to emphasize the humanity of doctors because sometimes, for whatever reason, people don't remember that we are human too.
Yeah.
And so this experience that we're on, especially you and I who are more than just doctors, but I'd like to say healers, it's a shared experience. When we encounter a patient, we're not just talking down, but we're talking with the patient. So the humanity needs to come out, I think. So I'll go first by asking you a question,
All right, go on.
and then and then you can ask me one. So, all right, here's my question to you. For romantic movies, those kind of like, well, I'm not gonna give you any names because that could be the answer. What's your favorite romantic movie?
Um, I'm not really that into romantic movies, you know.
Ah, come on.
No, truly, I prefer like mystery
All right, fine. What's your favorite mystery movie?
or thriller. Oh, The Equalizer. Does
Oh,
that count?
nice. Denzel Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, it was I got three quarters through that movie and I couldn't take it anymore. It was just so much revenge and gore,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Very,
yeah,
very intense.
yeah,
A lot more gory than I normally watch.
exactly.
But I made an exception for Denzel.
Yeah, that's well,
But it
my
was,
exception was to make it three quarters through.
yeah.
Oh man. All right, your turn.
Um, a bit boring, but what's your favorite color?
Ah, I got that one from somebody before. I'm gonna check who. It's royal blue.
Ah, okay.
Royal blue, not just
Like your
blue.
earphones, I guess.
That's a little bit lighter than this, but yeah, actually, you made a good point because I just stepped out of the house the other day and I was actually matching
Oh, nice.
headphones and my shirt was matching and then my shoes looked similar, so I didn't realize till I got to work. But anyway, all right. My question to you now. Um, oh, here's an interesting one that just popped in. Have you ever ridden a horse?
No.
And would you?
Um, I do want to. I
Mm-hmm.
do want to.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they can be dangerous creatures.
I have a listener who would be very distressed to hear you say that, so I'm gonna make sure she watches this episode because she says horses are smarter than we are, not like intelligence wise, but emotionally.
Oh, they are.
So yeah, that's what she says.
They definitely
Um,
are, but you don't want a horse to kick you.
exactly, and we have
Yeah.
ongoing debates about that, but
Yeah. And
yeah, she and
they
I,
can be frightened very easily, and then
yeah,
you end up hurt.
yeah,
That's my worry.
yeah, and understandable.
Yeah.
Your question.
I've never asked you what got you into medicine.
Yeah, so that's a two-sided question and a very good one. I was pretty sick for most of my childhood, and so I spent a lot of time around doctors and around the hospital, more time than I like to admit. And so over the course of time, it became apparent to me that it would be useful to be able to, put myself on the other side of that situation. And I think you're right. That question cuts deep because it speaks to the heart of why both of us probably can relate so much to the patients when they walk in. Patients often tell me that when they sit with me, they have this calm sensation, like I understand them. And I'm like, yes, because I do. I know exactly what it's like to be where you are. And in truth, I met a doctor the other day, one of my friends, who told me that he has never been sick.
Oh, wow.
And I almost wanted to say to him, you're missing out. So that's not nice to say. like until you've been sick. I mean, he says he catches the flu every now and then. He
Yeah.
didn't catch the what a couple of years ago either. But he
Yeah.
says he just doesn't know what it's like to be sick. So, I can just imagine there's an experience. Yeah, disconnect. There you go.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know. But I mean, I can't force him to get sick, can I? So, but I think it gives us a better connection point with the patient when we've been there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Twesi, I'm going to allow you to go get some sleep. I'm really glad that we managed to link up. And I know the healthy reasoners are going to appreciate these few nuggets that you've dropped in, especially since I just did an episode recently on vitamin D. And I suspect that they're going to want you back at a time when it's not minutes to midnight. And,
Sure.
and we can talk a little bit more, and they can also ask you some more questions. But it's been really awesome, and I'm grateful that we were able to do this. And shout out to the person who's going to edit this episode, who you know very well. And we'll talk. Get some sleep, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me, Andre.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Healthy Reasonings podcast. Remember to subscribe to this podcast so you can be updated as soon as new episodes are ready. If you have a question, send us a voice note on WhatsApp or a WhatsApp message. The WhatsApp number is 1-876-405-7831. For more information or to become a sponsor, please email wellnessdocjamaica@gmail.com. See you soon.